Okay, so we look at yours then, Ben, to start with on the left-hand side. As I say, set-it-wise looking good. The only issue now we're in the backswing, again, I don't want to overthink the swing there, but that right foot just losing a bit of stability, which with a wedge, 8, 9, 7, you could get away with it. As the clubs get longer, the amount of swing and the speed you're going to have, if there's some instability here, you're going to be a bit wobbly as you come back down to the golf ball, okay? So just being aware of that right foot, wants to stay a little bit more kind of planted on the ground, not sticking in the ground there, but as you turn your hip, just turning around that right foot rather than collapsing and sliding. You don't need to move that. I mean, your knees really at that position don't need to be that close together. I would say you've got enough range of motion to turn your shoulders and the knees not be kind of doing that. Because if this knee goes across there, you kind of got that going on, just a bit of a collapse, okay? But otherwise, if we just look at, we look at just that, decent position. I mean, the arm's a little bit hinging there, but it's not collapsing. Got a bit of width at the top there, so that's good, okay? As we come back to the golf ball now, we talk about using that kind of, that release of the handle, the sort of straightening of the wrist. At this point here now, there's your right forearm, there's the golf club. So you've still got that kind of 90-degree angle as you come back. As we get to here, there's your forearm, there's the club. We've still got a good amount of angle there and there. And as you get to here now, the club now snaps and sort of catches up, so we get that sort of straight line. So from a 90-degree angle back here, at impact, literally like a split second later, we've unhinged everything back to target, So the club face now is going to square up, means that ball's going to fly a lot straighter and further with less effort, So you're using kind of that sort of snap of the wrist in some ways to get some speed, and then we turn into balance. Because this swing is shorter, you're able to swing into this position now and not really lose balance. And as we said, if we just watch the swing in sort of normal speed, you haven't hit that hard, have you? There's no kind of like or lunge at it. It's just a very good, efficient swing. It's having that same, I guess, trust that the longer clubs will go further because you're going to be using a longer golf club. The longer club, the lighter club you have, the hybrid, the driver is the lightest club in the bag. The shorter the club, the heavier the club is, okay? So the length of the club and the lightness of the club will just give you club head speed. But we still want to try and whack it hard because it's like, I want to give it some power, It's sort of having that sort of confidence to go, okay, this is going to go a long way. I don't need to kind of kill it, You just use the speed of your hands, the impact bag you had down there, that kind of thing, to get that kind of snap there, that movement there to the right wrist, sort of unhinging to square the club face up. Very, very good movement through to balance position. Okay, so Jess on yours, and obviously we talk about your sort of basically hip movement. The hips have got to move that way to start the downswing and then rotate round. Partly because, as you saw on the golf course the other day when you played, this foot was kind of jumping forward, like you said, and you were lunging around the corner and feeling a bit out of position and not really getting much of a consistent strike. Okay, so these are the practice swings, okay? Little bit swaying off the wing, so your head movement there, sort of a bit to the side, then see your shadow moving, okay? So we try and stay a bit more centred, but otherwise a good backswing. Now from here, if I put a line there from your left foot, that would represent the wall that you were doing on the side there, This hip moves towards that wall. See?
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, so that moves towards the wall. Basically, the sort of pebble skimming position, as we said, that you said you can't do, but you can still move towards the wall there, okay? As you're coming down there now, and you can twist. So you can get there without the golf ball. There's no kind of fear of whacking it too hard, and you can swing that golf club very nicely as you go through. If we watch this swing now in just real time, there's some speed there, There's some club head speed. I mean, that club round your head quite a lot, okay? So that's good. So this is something you can just do at home. Build up a confidence that you can swing faster and faster and faster. You can make this move. So hips move to target. There you go. Hips twist around the corner. That right foot now comes up on its toe because this hip has gone around the corner and the knees come together. If you finish in that position, this hip, the right hip hasn't come exactly yet. So the knees will, if you try to move the leg independently, it'll just sort of come out sideways and not going to come around a corner, okay? So that was some good movements there, good twisting. Then we hit the golf ball here now. As we get it, we start moving to target nicely, but your brain kind of thinks, I'm going to lose a bit of balance there. And you sort of stay back a little bit. See how your right foot's trying to resist against that? So your right hip is like, I'm going to twist, I'm going to twist. And then goes, nope, I'm going to stop. And then sort of steps back. Because it's fearful of sort of just jumping and shooting across this way. So
turn your foot, Jess.
Well, exactly.
Turn it.
But the thing is, if you've seen your foot doing this and jumping, the one thing you're not going to want to do is bring this right hip round as much, are you? So you're trying almost, you get to about here, you got to there, it's like, nope. And just the same way as I said before, if you're going to fall over, naturally you're going to put your foot out to stop, aren't you? So you're always going to be aware of your balance, and if your balance is being lost, same with yourself then, Ben, in terms of your feet, if you feel balance is going to be an issue, you'll react first and foremost to staying upright and what the ball's going to do. Staying on the feet vertically is going to be more important than making a good contact, isn't it? You don't want to fall on your face. So if you're losing balance, you're going to make the adjustments first to that. But that club swinging, so I mean, 1.5 seconds from there to there, back to there. It's a third of a second down to there. So you haven't got time to react that much and that quickly. If things are going wrong, well, it's gone, isn't it, okay? So we can be more stable in the swing and more balanced, then we haven't got to worry about trying to adjust things, okay? As a shot, though, so the strike of the golf ball's good. You've got the same hinge in your wrist, so we said to Ben, okay? You do lose yours a little bit quicker there, which is fine. We can look at that another time. I don't remember that, to be fair. But again, back at impact, everything's now kind of lined up there with your lead arm, the hands on the club shaft, and then through to a goodish position there. Not as good as obviously there, but that's when there's no ball in the way. Once that ball gets there, your brain will kind of instinctively take over, yeah? But generally, some good movements there for both you guys. I mean, definitely that snap with the wrist. I say if you want to grab those impact bags, you can buy them online for like a £5. They're really good, to be fair. Just get a good kind of feeling of how you hit the golf ball with sort of hands and arms speed, not muscle mass, yeah? And it reduces the amount of energy being used. When you play golf, you're not going to be quite tired. I mean, you guys are sort of still fairly young and physically fit, obviously. 5 holes is okay, I guess, but you imagine doing...
so tired.
Yeah, you imagine doing 3 times that, plus 3 more holes, you'd be like, can't do that. And exactly, so it's not as if you're unfit, but it's if you're using a lot of energy to hit a golf ball, you're going to start losing your energy quite quickly, yeah?
Yeah.
Make sense?
Yeah.